If you say, "I've been in the business for 32 years and I've not only broken some records but I'm also about to be inducted into the Hip Hop Hall of Fame," you're not kidding. Angie Stone was one of the few artists who could do that so easily. An entire generation of R&B and neo-soul fans fell in love with her warm, emotional singing. But on March 1, 2025, an unexpected accident took her life at the age of 4. Angie Stone, an R&B soul artist, died in a car accident. While fans are sad, many questions remain about what really happened that night. Join us as we talk about Angie Stone's autopsy report, which contains shocking new information. Without further ado, let's watch the video. The internet did not expect the shocking news that came out on March 1, 2018. It was supposed to be just another day for fans of R&B legend Angie Stone, who were still celebrating her recent performances, looking forward to her upcoming tour, and remembering the timeless hits that made generations. But then the headlines changed everything. Angie Stone, a Grammy-nominated singer, songwriter, and actress, died in a terrible car accident in Alabama at the age of 63. As more information about the accident came out, fans all over the world were devastated. How could this happen to her? What went wrong on that dark stretch of Interstate 65? It all happened early Saturday morning, March 1, 2025, as Angie and her band were driving from Missouri, Alabama, to Atlanta after performing in the Mobile area. The group was in a Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van, probably tired but excited for what was to come. Then disaster struck about 5 miles south of Montgomery, when their van crashed into a semi. The people inside were badly hurt. People who saw it said it was terrifying, with flashing emergency lights and the smell of metal and rubber on fire. The Sprinter van holding Angie and 8 other people was completely bent beyond recognition. It flipped over and slammed into the truck, causing a terrible impact. The sad news was later confirmed by Lieutenant Jeremy Burkett of the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency. Angie Stone did not survive the crash. She was pronounced dead at the scene. Other passengers were hurt, some seriously, and rushed to nearby hospitals. Amazingly, the semi-truck driver wasn't hurt. Soon after the crash, someone outside the scene of the accident took video of the wreckage. A video clip going around the internet right now shows a huge white goods liner Cascadia truck stopped on the side of the road with damage to its front end. Angie's car is lying on its side and is hard to tell what it is. One witness said they saw the truck going the wrong way, which suggests it may have crossed. Investigators are still trying to figure out what happened. Did the driver lose control? Was there a mechanical problem? Was speed a factor? One thing is for sure, Angie Stone's journey ended way too soon. If not for that terrible crash, Angie would still be here getting ready for her multi-date UK tour, bringing her magic to fans in other countries. She had more songs to sing, more stages to conquer, and more stories to tell, but life had other plans. It's a painful reminder of how fragile life is. One minute you're looking forward to the future, and the next everything changes. What made Angie's voice so special? Before we go into more details about her death and the autopsy, let's look at how she won the hearts of many. How did she go from singing in a church in South Carolina as a young girl to becoming a worldwide R&B star? Angie Stone's story is one of love, determination, and undeniable. Angie was born in Columbia, South Carolina, and was surrounded by music from the start. Her father was in a local gospel quartet, and it was through him that she learned about the raw soulful power of God gospel music. Every Sunday, when she was young, Angie would sing at the First Nazareth Baptist Church, where her voice stood out. By the late 1970s, something new was happening in music. Hip-hop was coming on the scene, bringing with it new energy and a rebellious spirit. At the time, Angie was only 16 years old. She didn't just watch the change, she and her friends Cheryl the Pearl Cook and Gwendoline took part in it. The sequence was Blondie Chisel's rap trio. They were young, fearless, and ready to show that women could be in hip-hop. Their big break came when they were given the chance to audition backstage at a Sugar Hill Gang concert. Sylvia Robinson, a powerhouse in the industry, saw something in them and signed them to Sugar Hill Records, making them one of the first female rap groups to get a major deal. Funk You Up, their first single, was a game changer. It wasn't just another rap song, it was a statement. The song climbed the charts and reached number 15 on the U.S. Top Black Singles list. It later became one of the most sampled songs in hip-hop history, with artists like Dr. Dre and Bruno Mars using parts of it in their own music. For a few years, the sequence was unstoppable. They had hits like Monster Jam and Funky Sound Tear the Roof Off, worked with rap legend Spoonie G, and performed all over the country. But as hip-hop changed from party anthems to a rougher streetwise sound, the trio struggled to keep their place. In 1985, the sequence broke up, but Angie Stone's career would go on. Angie didn't give up on music after the sequence ended, she changed herself and tried out new sounds. She joined Mantronic, a hip-hop and electrofunk group, and later became the lead singer of an R&B trio called Vertical Hold. Their song, Seems You're Much Too Busy, became a hit, and the group released 2 albums, A Matter of Time, in 1993 and Head First, 2 years later. But Angie wasn't just a singer, she was also a great songwriter. Her writing skills caught the attention of other artists, and soon she was working with some of the biggest names in the business. She co-wrote songs for D'Angelo, appearing on both Brown Sugar and Voodoo, and she sang background vocals for Lenny Yates, showing that her voice was as strong and flexible. But Angie Stone had too much talent and soul, it was time for her to shine on her own. Clive Davis, a music industry giant who helped launch the careers of Whitney Houston and Alicia Keys, met Angie through Peter Edge. Davis saw something special in Angie, and in 1999, Angie released her first solo album, Black Diamond, named after her daughter Diamond Tiara. The album was a mix of R&B, soul and hip-hop and featured Angie's deep, rich vocals. It was an instant hit, reaching the top 10 on Billboard's top R&B and hip-hop albums chart. The hit single, No More Rain, became a fan favorite and earned her 2 Soul Train Music Award nominations. The album was later certified gold by both the RA and BPI, solidifying her place in the industry. But Angie didn't stop there. In 2001, she released Mahogany Soul, which many consider to be her best work. Raphael Saadiq E and Swiss Beats made a sound that was both old and new. The album had the song, Wish I Didn't Miss You, which would become her biggest success. The track, which was based on a sample from the O'Jays' Backstabbers, went to the top of the Billboard Dance Club Songs chart and became a worldwide hit. It is still one of the most famous R&B songs of the 2000s. Angie was nominated for her first Grammy for her duet with Calvin Richardson on this album. Angie was more than just a woman, she was finally getting the attention she deserved. In the early 2000s, she tried her hand at acting, appearing in TV shows and movies. She played Madame Mambo in the comedy The Hot Chick and starred with Cuba Gooding Jr. and Beyoncé in The Fighting Temptations. In 2004, she released Stone Love, which included collaborations with Snoop Dogg and Missy Elliott. The record was another hit, it debuted at number 14 on the Billboard 200. Her single, I Want to Thank You, was a number 1 hit in both the US and Europe. A new chapter in career already after decades in the music industry. Angie Stone had cemented her place as one of the most influential voices in R&B and soul, but she was far from done. Even after achieving critical and commercial success in the late 1990s and early 2000s, she continued to create, inspire and evolve. By 2006, Angie Stone was no stranger to reinvention. That year she surprised fans by appearing on the VH1 reality show Celebrity Fit Club, where she openly worked on her health and personal growth. Though she did lose the most weight, her presence on the show revealed something deeper: her determination to take control of every aspect of her life. That same year she signed with the legendary Stax Records, a label known for its deep roots in soul music. It felt like the perfect home for her. Her 4th studio album, The Art of Love and War was released in 2007 and quickly became her highest charting album. It debuted at number 11 on the Billboard 200, proving that Angie was still a force to be reckoned with. The lead single Baby, a heartfelt duet with Betty Wright, became a #1 hit on the adult R&B songs chart and earned her yet another Grammy nomination. With this album, Angie showed once again that she wasn't just making music, she was telling stories, pouring emotion into every note. However, Angie's career was not without hardships. Her next album, Unexpected, released in 2009, was very personal. While she was recording it, she experienced an unimaginable loss. Her father died suddenly. The pain of that event shaped the album's direction, leading to a mix of soulful ballads and more upbeat tracks. Despite her best efforts, the album didn't do well in the marketplace. It debuted at number 133 on the Billboard 200, which was a letdown compared to her previous work. The lead single, I Ain't Hearing You, made it to number 14 on the adult R&B songs chart, but it wasn't as popular as her other hits. Angie didn't let it stop her. She looked for new opportunities, like acting. She played parts in Pastor Brown and Schoolgirls, showing that she was more than just a singer, she was an entertainer in every sense of the word. In 2012, Angie signed with Saguaro Road Records and released the album Rich Girl, which showed how resilient she was. She worked with actor Malcolm Jamal Warner on the project, adding a spoken word interlude that gave it more depth. At the same time, she joined the cast of TV's R&B Divas, becoming a mentor and life coach for younger artists, which was a role that fit her well since she had spent decades in that position. Making the way for other people, Angie kept putting out music, like her album from 2015. Although Dream's latter releases didn't always have the same level of commercial success as her previous work, it did reach number 3 on the top hip-hop and R&B albums list. They possessed the same genuineness, heart, and soul that had initially won her admirers. In 2019, she released her 9th and last studio album, Full Circle, which included the single Dinosaur. In the midst of all of this, Angie was raising a family. She had 2 children, her son Michael, whom she shared with neo-soul artist D'Angelo, and her daughter Diamond, whom she had from her marriage to Rodney Stone of Funky 4+1. Despite being in her 60s, Angie continued to make music, speak her truth, and connect with fans worldwide. In addition to raising her children, Angie also received grandkids in 2008 and 2012, juggling motherhood, parenting, and studio sessions with incredible fortitude. However, life wasn't without its difficulties. Although the incident was regrettable, it brought to light how difficult family ties, even the greatest ones, can be for years. In 2015, she made news for an altercation with her daughter Diamond that resulted in her incarceration. In June 2024, Angie received the recognition she deserved when she was inducted into the Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame, a testament to her impact on the music industry. The following month, she was honored as an official member of Zeta Phi Beta, a sorority that celebrates women of excellence. Angie fought type 2 diabetes, a condition she was diagnosed with in 1999. She used her platform to educate others and raise awareness about the disease, and she frequently talked about how it had affected her family, including her mother and aunt. Angie Stone's journey from her days as a teenage rapper in the sequence to her current status as a solo R&B powerhouse is undoubtedly admirable. She overcame every obstacle and emerged stronger. She was a mother, grandmother, songwriter, performer, actress, and mentor. Above all, Angie Stone was a woman who lived with purpose and passion, which is why her legacy will endure forever. Given everything, you shouldn't be surprised that many people still find it difficult to accept her passing. With heavy hearts, the children of R&B singer Angie Stone and her extended family would like to thank everyone for their love and well wishes during this very trying time. The news of Angie Stone's tragic passing sent shockwaves through the music industry, her community, and the hearts of fans worldwide. Her family was the first to express their sorrow, releasing a heartfelt statement that captured the weight of their grief. Her children, Michael Archer and Diamond, were crushed. "We are utterly heartbroken." Their comments were filled with grief. They had lost not just their mother, but also their greatest inspiration and guiding light. Angie's faith was also a cornerstone of her life. She had recently attended the college for ministry driven by a desire to share her deep belief in God. Her family described how her love for God shaped everything she did, even in the music industry, and how she used her platform to inspire and uplift. The moment news of her passing spread, celebrities, activists, and fans flooded social media with tributes. The accident had taken Angie while she was traveling between performances bringing her music to fans. That's how she had always lived, fully committed to her art. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s daughter, civil rights activist Bernice King, penned a sorrowful but straightforward letter. Tyler the Creator, Soul Sister Rapid, left a little message. Have a safe journey. Stone, Angie. My condolences for Angie Stone and her family, may she rest in peace. CNN analyst and former South Carolina legislator Barry Sayers remarked on her cultural impact. This neighborhood and is a real star. Even the NAACP Image Awards paid tribute to Angie Stone, recognizing her influence beyond music. May she rest in peace. Soulful storyteller and a voice that helped shape the sound of R&B, comedian and TV host Lonnie Love shared a very personal memory of hosting the Black Music Honors in 2021 and honoring Angie Stone for her contributions. She was an amazing talent and an even cooler person, Love said. I'll cherish our conversations. Angie, please rest in peace. My apologies to her family in the music business. Early on, fans were reminded by DJ Short of how long Stone's impact had been. Even though Stone was a founding member of the hip-hop group early Sugar Hill Records and later a pioneer in the neo-soul movement in the late 1990s and early 2000s, there was still an undeniable sense of loss. He was an important part of the past of both hip-hop and R&B. It was hard for fans who had grown up with Angie Stone's music and been moved by her lyrics to accept that she was dead. After her death, there was an unbelievable 11,000% increase in streams and sales of her music. This is something that happens every time a legendary artist dies. Fans turn to their music to find comfort in the songs that used to be background melodies but now have even deeper meanings for them. This was no different for Angie Stone after her tragic death on March 1, 2025. Luminate said that people wanted to hear her voice again, to remember what she gave the world before she died and to feel the soul she put into every song. In the US, Angie's music was played 600,000 times in the week before she died. But after the sad news spread, that number jumped to 8.4 million streams, a huge 1,200% increase. More than ever, her classics spoke to me. Wish I Didn't Miss You, a song that already felt like a heartache, got 2.1 million streams, which is a huge 54% rise. Anthem got a th% boost. Aside from streaming, sales of her record and singles went up by over 10,000%. It's a bittersweet moment. Why does it take the death of an artist for people to truly enjoy their work? On the other hand, there's something beautiful about death itself. Fans show that Angie Stone's voice, words, and influence will never go away, even though she is no longer alive. People are probably thinking what David Muir has to do with any of this. Well, if reports are true, the well-known journalist and ABC News host has become personally involved in the investigation into Angie Stone's tragic death. David, who is known for his in-depth reporting, was apparently determined to get information about her autopsy, which has to be done before any funeral plans can be made. But Angie Stone's autopsy report shows shocking new information. Insiders say that during the autopsy, something strange was found that no one had expected. The official report has not been released yet. David is said to have found something that makes him very suspicious. In a short statement, David Muir said this is upsetting him. I never thought a famous person like Angie Stone would die in such a senseless way, and now the autopsy has raised even more questions. Things are getting even more complicated, but soon everyone will know the whole story. He didn't say much, but sources say he is keeping some information for his upcoming reports so that when the truth comes out, it will be as shocking as possible. As soon as word got out that Angie Stone was on the autopsy table, rumors started flying about what they found. Some think alcohol may have played a part. Others think there is something more sinister going on, and sinister fans, reporters, and even close friends are eagerly awaiting the final results. David Muir is still the center of attention until then because many people think he holds the key to finding out the real story behind Angie Stone's ending. Do you know why some parts of the autopsy report are being kept secret for now? Let us know in the comments, and if you liked the video, don't forget to give it a like. Until next time.